They called him the Voice before reality TV borrowed the name. Tom Jones is more than just a singer, he's a force of nature. At 84, he's still packing arenas and proving the world wrong. But what's the story behind the man who's defied time, heartbreak, and controversy to stay on top? How did a coal miner's son from Wales become one of the biggest legends in music history? Here's what we know: his career spans over 6 decades with enough twists and turns to rival any blockbuster. Yet, even with his fame, there are whispers, rumors about his health, shocking family secrets, and the staggering size of his fortune. Is it all true? You'll want to stick around for this one, because at the end of the video, I'll reveal the one decision that shaped everything for Tom, something even his biggest fans might not know. Brace yourself for a story filled with resilience, triumph, and yes, a few moments that might just leave you questioning what you thought you knew about Tom Jones. This isn't just the tale of a music icon, it's a blueprint for how to face life's toughest challenges and come out swinging. Stay till the end, there's a surprise waiting that ties it all together in a way you won't expect. Tom Jones wasn't born into fame or fortune. He grew up in Pontypridd, a small mining town in Wales, where dreams of stardom seemed as distant as the moon. His father worked in the coal mines, and for a while it looked like Tom might follow the same path. But fate had other plans. Even as a child, Tom's voice set him apart. He would belt out songs at family gatherings, his booming vocals stopping conversations mid-sentence. Teachers, neighbors, and even strangers couldn't ignore his raw talent. But life wasn't easy. He battled tuberculosis as a teenager, a diagnosis that could have ended his singing before it even began. Instead, it became a turning point. Forced to spend 2 years in recovery, Tom used the time to hone his vocal skills. He sang along to the radio every chance he got, transforming an obstacle into his first step toward greatness. By the time he was in his 20s, Tom was performing in local clubs, bringing an energy and charisma that made him hard to forget. Still, it wasn't all smooth sailing. His early career was marked by rejections, missed opportunities, and a sense of frustration that might have broken a lesser man. But Tom wasn't just talented, he was relentless. It was in 1964 that everything changed. A chance encounter with manager Gordon Mills would launch Tom onto the global stage, setting the wheels in motion for a career that would defy all odds. But what was it about that first hit single, "It's Not Unusual," that catapulted him to stardom? And why did his next moves shock even his closest friends? Stay tuned, because in the next section, we'll peel back the curtain on the rise of Tom Jones and how one iconic moment turned him from a local favorite into an international sensation. Trust me, you won't want to miss this next part. In 1965, everything about Tom Jones's life shifted with the release of a single song, "It's Not Unusual." At first, no one was sure if the track would resonate. It was catchy, yes, but the music industry is full of catchy songs that fade as quickly as they arrive. But when Tom's voice hit the airwaves, the world stopped and listened. The song wasn't just a hit, it was a phenomenon. It climbed the charts at lightning speed, becoming one sensation in the UK and reaching the top 10 in the US. Suddenly, the Welsh miner's son was rubbing shoulders with the biggest names in music. But what made It's Not Unusual stand out? It wasn't just the melody or the arrangement. It was the way Tom delivered it with power, passion, and a touch of mischief that made you feel like he was singing just for you. Television appearances followed, and Tom's energy on stage was magnetic. His hip-shaking performances had audiences swooning and critics scrambling to label his unique style. He wasn't a rock star. He wasn't a crooner. He was something in between, something entirely his own. But here's where things take an unexpected twist. Just as he was becoming a household name, Tom took a risk that could have derailed his career. Instead of chasing another pop hit, he leaned into his versatility. He started recording everything from country ballads to soul anthems, breaking the mold of what a pop star was supposed to be. It was a gamble, and one that paid off. By refusing to be boxed in, Tom cemented his place, not just as a singer of the moment, but as a true artist. The impact of It's Not Unusual was clear. It wasn't just the start of his career, it was the moment the world realized it was witnessing the rise of a legend. But this was only the beginning. As Tom's star rose, so did the controversies, triumphs, and personal battles that defined his journey. In the next section, we'll uncover the unexpected alliances and career reinventions that kept him at the top for decades. And let me tell you, his ability to adapt will leave you in awe. Tom Jones was never content to stay in one lane. While other artists faded into obscurity after a few hits, Tom evolved, surprising his fans at every turn. By the late 1960s, he wasn't just a singer, He was a global performer with a presence as magnetic as his voice. But the path to long-term success wasn't always smooth, and staying relevant meant constantly reimagining his identity. One of Tom's boldest moves came when he pivoted from recording pop singles to becoming a dynamic live performer. His residency in Las Vegas transformed him from a hitmaker to an entertainer in every sense of the word. The stage became his playground, and the audience his confidence. This was where he truly thrived, effortlessly mixing charm and showmanship. Night after night, he packed a room, drawing everyone from tourists to A-list celebrities who wanted to see the voice in action. But Reinvention wasn't just about where he performed, it was about how he performed. Tom began experimenting with genres, incorporating elements of country, soul, and even gospel into his repertoire. In an era where many artists stuck to their formula, Tom was fearless. Each shift came with risks, but each risk reinforced his reputation as a chameleon of the music world. Behind the scenes, however, the demands of fame were taking a toll. The constant pressure to deliver, the scrutiny of the media, and the complexities of personal relationships added weight to Tom's already packed schedule. Yet, every time he stumbled, he got back up. His resilience became part of his legend. Perhaps his greatest reinvention came in the later stages of his career. In the early 2000s, when many artists his age were retiring or fading into nostalgia tours, Tom defied expectations yet again. Collaborating with contemporary artists and producers, he released music that appealed to a new generation while staying true to his roots. His album Reload became one of his biggest hits, proving that age was just a number for a man whose passion for music never wavered. As Tom adapted to new eras and audiences, one thing remained constant: his authenticity. He never chased trends, he absorbed them, made them his own, and then set new ones. The key to his resilience wasn't just talent, it was his unwavering ability to connect, whether through a heartfelt ballad or a rollicking anthem. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. The choices Tom made weren't just about staying relevant, they were about staying true to himself. In the next section, we'll dig into the defining personal moments that shaped his music, his relationships, and his enduring legacy. These are the stories that reveal the man behind the legend, and trust me, they're worth hearing. For all his showmanship and larger-than-life persona, Tom Jones has always been a deeply human figure, flawed, passionate, and real. Beneath the glittering costumes and iconic stage presence lies a man who experienced love, heartbreak, and the complex dynamics of fame. This section peels back the curtain to reveal the personal stories that shape the music we know and love. At the heart of Tom's story is his relationship with Linda, his childhood sweetheart and wife of nearly 6 decades. Their love story began in Pontypridd, long before fame came knocking. Linda was Tom's anchor, the one person who knew him before he became a global superstar. Their bond endured through challenges that would have torn most couples apart. From the strain of constant touring to the headlines about Tom's alleged affairs, their marriage was tested time and again. Yet, it endured, a testament to their unbreakable connection and Linda's unwavering support behind the scenes. Tom himself has described Linda as the most important person in his life, a sentiment that shines through in his performances of tender ballads. Songs like The Green Grass of Home carry a weight of emotion that seems deeply personal, almost as if he's singing directly to her. But Tom's personal life wasn't without controversy. His fame brought temptations, and his decisions often made the tabloids. Despite the headlines, he always spoke about Linda with reverence and credited her as the foundation of his life. Another significant relationship that shaped Tom was his connection with his mother, Frida. She was his first audience and his most devoted fan. It was Frida who encouraged young Tom to sing, nurturing his talent when it was just a spark. Even as Tom's career took him far from his roots, he never forgot where he came from. His songs often carried echoes of his Welsh upbringing, a tribute to the community and family that made him who he was. But not all personal moments were triumphant. The loss of Linda in 2016 devastated Tom. For a time, he retreated from the spotlight, grappling with a grief so profound it nearly silenced his voice. Yet, even in his mourning, music became his solace. When he returned, his performances were rawer, more emotional, and filled with the wisdom of a man who had loved and lost. These personal experiences gave depth to Tom's artistry. His ability to channel real emotions into his songs is what makes them timeless. Whether he's belting out a powerhouse anthem or whispering a poignant ballad, you can hear his life story in every note. And here's the twist: the very vulnerabilities that could have undone him instead made him stronger. They allowed him to connect with audiences on a deeper level, transcending the boundaries of fame to become not just a star, but a storyteller of universal truths. In the next section, we'll look at the legacy. Tom Jones has built a legacy that goes far beyond hit records and sold-out concerts. It's about the lessons his life and career teach us about resilience, reinvention, and staying true to oneself. And don't worry, there's still one last, unexpected story that will tie everything together in a way you won't see coming. Tom Jones's legacy isn't just about a collection of hits or a celebrated career, it's about the cultural imprint he's left on the world. Few artists manage to transcend generations, yet Tom has achieved just that. This section will explore how his influence stretches far beyond the stage, shaping music, fashion, and even attitudes toward reinvention and authenticity. Tom's music has always been his most visible legacy. Tracks like It's Not Unusual and Delilah remain evergreen, instantly recognizable across cultures and age groups. These aren't just songs, they're moments in history, anthems of eras, and, for many, soundtracks to their lives. His ability to blend genres soul, pop, gospel, rock has made him a chameleon in the industry, appealing to vastly different audiences without losing his signature charm. But his influence isn't confined to music. Tom redefined what it meant to be a global superstar from a working-class background. In an era where image was everything, he managed to stay relatable. He didn't fit the mold of the polished Hollywood idol. Instead, he embraced his roots, accent, and larger-than-life personality. This authenticity resonated with fans and gave hope to countless aspiring artists that talent and determination could indeed take you to the top. Tom's fashion sense also left its mark. Whether it was the tight-fitting leather pants of the 60s, the flamboyant shirts of the 70s, or his more understated, sophisticated looks in later years, Tom knew how to dress for the moment. His evolving style mirrored his adaptability in music and life, showing the world how to age with grace while staying unapologetically bold. Perhaps one of the most significant aspects of his legacy is openness to reinvention. When the music landscape shifted in the late 80s and early 90s, many of his contemporaries faded into obscurity. But Tom adapted, collaborating with younger artists and embracing new styles. Albums like Reload introduced him to an entirely new audience, proving that it's never too late to evolve. His willingness to take risks, even at the height of his career, has inspired countless artists to step out of their comfort zones. There's also his role as a mentor and cultural ambassador. As a coach on The Voice UK, Tom brought his decades of experience to a new generation of musicians. His genuine interest in nurturing talent showed that his love for music wasn't just about the spotlight, it was about the art itself. This generosity has cemented his reputation as not just a star but a teacher and advocate for music. But Tom's legacy isn't just about success, it's also about resilience. The personal and professional challenges he faced would have ended the careers of lesser artists. Yet he used every setback as fuel to come back stronger. His story is a living testament to the power of grit, adaptability, and staying true to oneself. As we move to the final section, we'll reveal the one moment in Tom's career that encapsulates everything he stands for. It's a story that will surprise you and perhaps even change how you think about success, fame, and what it truly means to leave a lasting mark on the world. Stay with us, you won't want to miss it. Every icon has a turning point, a single moment that distills their journey into something unforgettable. For Tom Jones, that moment was not just a testament to his talent, but also a profound reflection of his humanity, humility, and perseverance. It happened during a live performance that wasn't just about music. This wasn't on a grand stage or in front of millions on TV, but in an intimate setting where Tom stripped away all pretense and showed the raw, vulnerable soul behind the legend. He chose to perform a song that had deeply personal significance. What Good Am I? A hauntingly beautiful ballad that asks questions about morality, compassion, and accountability. As Tom sang, his voice cracked with emotion. This was not the confident swagger of the man who had captivated audiences for decades, but a deeply introspective artist grappling with life's biggest questions. The room fell silent, and even those who had followed his career for years felt as though they were seeing him for the first time. This performance came at a time when Tom was facing personal loss and significant challenges. Yet, instead of retreating, he stepped forward with a vulnerability that most superstars shy away from. It was a reminder that no matter how successful someone may appear, we all share the same fears, regrets, and longing for redemption. That moment was more than just a performance, it was a message. It showed that success isn't about never falling. It's about rising again, and that fame doesn't shield you from life's struggles. It also revealed the core of Tom Jones, a man who never stopped asking questions, pushing boundaries, and connecting with his audience on the deepest level. This performance became a defining chapter in his career, earning him a new wave of respect from critics and fans alike. It wasn't just the song, it was how Tom used it to bridge the gap between the artist and the audience. showing that even legends are human. As we wrap up this story of Tom Jones, we leave you with this. His life and career are proof that reinvention, authenticity, and resilience aren't just keys to success, they're keys to a meaningful life. Tom didn't just teach us how to entertain, he showed us how to live, grow, and adapt, no matter what life throws our way. Now, here's your reward for sticking with us until the end. A challenge that could bring a little of Tom's magic into your own life. Think of one area in your life where you felt stuck or unsure. What would Tom Jones do? He would take a risk, try something new, or embrace what makes him unique. So here's the deal. Take one bold step this week, a decision, a conversation, or an action you've been putting off. Let Tom's legacy inspire you to own your moment and make it unforgettable. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who needs a little inspiration. And remember, greatness isn't reserved for the few, it's within all of us. You just have to take the first step.